Hello, everyone associated with the Nassau West Regional Competition, the high school, Division C1. So I welcome you, coaches and teammates and parents, perhaps, and anyone else who's interested in watching the particular results. A couple of announcements, first of all, to make sure that we're all on the right track. So what's happening is we ended up with 39 teams participating. There was one no-show, so we're going to use 39 as the number of teams that were there, and 18 schools altogether. We had a new school, Long Beach, was the first time. We've had a few come back after a few years, which was good as well. The procedures will be as normal, except that this will go a lot faster than our normal award ceremony, since there's no long wait for you to march up on stage and shake hands and return. We'll make arrangements with the coaches, or actually the coaches are going to find out that all the trophies and medals are to be left in our school receptionist, and they need to make arrangements to come and pick up the trophies. So it's been decided that with our particular region, we would be giving medals to the top 10 places. So we'll go through each event and go through the 10 last place, 10th through 1st, in each one of the events. We're going to do them fairly rapidly, so pay attention. And then at the very end, we will award trophies. So the trophies are going to go to the top 6 schools, not the top 6 teams, but the top 6 schools. So one school can only get one trophy. And at the end, I'll explain that a little bit more in particular how it applies to our particular results of our tournament. I'd also like to announce that the top 5 will be going, the top 5 schools will be invited to the state competition. And the state competition is relatively soon, on Saturday, April 10th. The same idea. I'm not sure about the size of the field yet. I'm sure we'll find out in the next couple of days how big the field for states is going to be. But remember, only one team per qualifying. So the top 5 teams, top 5 schools, excuse me, will be qualifying for the state championships. Okay. I think that's all I have as a recommendation for for what you should know. So with that, we're going to start awarding our individual medals for the different events. And we begin. Okay, a little glitch. There we go. So anatomy and physiology will be our first event. They're done in alphabetical order. And in 10th place, Manhasset C. Lindbergh A in 9th place. 8th place, Kellenberg B. 7th place, Roslyn B. 6th place, Roslyn A. 5th place, Kellenberg A. 4th place, Great Neck South B. 3rd place, Chaminade A. 2nd place, Great Neck South C. And in 1st place in anatomy and physiology, Great Neck South A. Congratulations to all those teams, and we move on to our next event, astronomy. So for astronomy, in 10th place, Great Neck North A. 9th place, Hewlett A. 8th place, Manhasset C. 7th place, Manhasset A. 6th place, Great Neck South C. 5th place, Great Neck South D. 4th place, Great Neck South A. 3rd place, Chaminade A. 2nd place, Great Neck South B. And in 1st place in astronomy, Kellenberg A. Our next event is chemistry lab. Here are the top 10 places for chemistry lab. In 10th place, Kellenberg A. 9th place, Manhasset B. 8th place, New Hyde Park B. 7th place, Floral Park A. 6th place, Great Neck South C. 5th place, Great Neck North A. 4th place, Great Neck South D. 3rd place, Manhasset C. 2nd place, Great Neck South B. And 1st place in Chemistry Lab goes to Great Neck South A. Our next event is Circuit Lab. In 10th place in Circuit Lab, we have Long Beach. In 9th place, Limburg A. In 8th place, Great Neck South B. 7th place, Kellenberg A. 6th place, Schreiber. 5th place, Manhasset C. 4th place, Great Neck South D. 3rd place, Herrick's C. 2nd place, Great Neck South C. And in 1st place, excuse me, Great Neck South A. Next event, Codebusters. In 10th place in Codebusters, we have Kellenberg B. 9th place, Great Neck South B. 8th place, Manhasset A. 7th place, Great Neck South C. 6th place, Kellenberg A. 5th place, Manhasset B. 4th place, Great Neck South A. 3rd place, Herrick's B. 2nd place, Great Neck South D. And for 1st place, grabbing the gold medal in Codebusters is Chaminade A. Our next event is Designer Jeans. In 10th place, Herrick's B. 9th place, Great Neck North A. 8th place, Herrick's A. 7th place, Kellenberg A. 6th place, Roslyn A. 5th place, Kellenberg B. 4th place, Great Neck South B. 3rd place, Great Neck South D. 2nd place, Great Neck South A. And in 1st place, Chaminade A. Our next event is Disease Detectives. In 10th place, Manhasset A. 9th place, Roslyn A. 8th place, Manhasset B. 7th place, Floral Park A. 6th place, Great Neck South C. 5th place, Schreiber. 4th place, Great Neck South D. 3rd place, Chaminade A. 2nd place, Great Neck South A. And taking the gold medal, 1st place in Disease Detectives is Great Neck South B. Our next event is Dynamic Planet. In 10th place, we have Great Neck South D. 9th place, Limburg A. 8th place, Chaminade B. 7th place, Chaminade C. 6th place, Manhasset A. 5th place, Roslyn A. 4th place, Great Neck South B. 3rd place, Great Neck South C. 2nd place, Manhasset C. And grabbing the gold in Dynamic Planet is Great Neck South A. The next event is Forensics. In 10th place, Herrick's A. 9th place, Chaminade A. 8th place, Roslyn A. 7th place, Herrick's C. 6th place, Roslyn C. 5th place, Roslyn B. 4th place, Kellenberg A. 3rd place, Great Neck South B. 2nd place, Great Neck South A. And in 1st place, grabbing the gold in Forensics is Great Neck South D. Our next event is Fossils. 10th place in Fossils goes to Great Neck South C. 9th place, Sacred Heart Academy C. 8th, Great Neck South B. 7th place, Kellenberg B. 6th place, Hewlett C. 5th place, Kellenberg A. 4th place, Sal. 3rd place, Manhasset A. 2nd place, Manhasset C. And 1st place with the gold medal in fossils is Great Neck South A. Next event, geologic mapping. In 10th place for geological mapping is Roslyn B. 9th, Manhasset C. 8th, Great Neck South D. 7th, Chaminade A. 6th place, Great Neck North A. 5th place, Great Neck South B. 4th place, Manhasset B. 3rd place, Kellenberg A. 2nd place, Great Neck South C. And gold goes to Great Neck South A. Machines. 10th place for machines, Long Beach. 9th place, Great Neck South D. 8th place, Oceanside. 7th place, Manhasset A. 6th place, Manhasset C. 5th place, Great Neck South B. 4th place, Manhasset B. 3rd place, Kellenberg A. 2nd place, Great Neck South C. And gold in machines, Great Neck South A. The next event is ornithology. 10th place for ornithology, Kellenberg B. 9th place, Great Neck South C. 8th place, Sal. 7th place, Eric C. 6th place, Great Neck South B. 5th place, Manhasset C. 4th place, Great Neck South D. 3rd place, Chaminade A. 2nd place, Kellenberg A. And in 1st place, gold, Great Neck South A. The next event is Sounds of Music. In 10th place, Floral Park A. 9th place, Roslyn B. 8th place, Lynbrook A. 7th, Chaminade A. 6th, Manhasset A. 5th, Great Neck South D. 4th, Great Neck South C. 3rd, Great Neck South A. 2nd, Great Neck South B. And in 1st place in Sounds of Music, gold medal, is Manhasset C. Water quality, our last event. 10th place, Schreiber. 9th place, New Hyde Park A. Manhasset C. 7th place, Chaminade A. 6th place, Great Neck South D. 5th place, Great Neck South C. 4th place, Great Neck North A. 3rd place, Great Neck South B. 2nd place, Roslyn A. And in 1st place, grabbing our last gold medal, is Great Neck South A. Our final standings, and sorry about the PA announcements. There's nothing I can do about that in the background. So we're going to go right to the final standings, but a few things. First of all, so the final standings, again, we're going to show the top 12 final standings. The 12 will start with the first team, the first school that gets a trophy, and that team will be revealed in a second. We'll go through each one of the different things. At the very end, I'll have a few other announcements. But again, the full results will be emailed to you, to your coaches, as soon as our ceremony is over here. And without further ado, here are the final standings. And for those who are kind of new, the final standings are, we take the total amount of ranks that you get in each of the events. We simply add them together, and whatever that total is, whoever has the lowest total is the grand champion. Whoever is highest, higher teams are ranked after that. Ties are broken in Science Olympiad by medals. So if two teams have the same score, and there were two instances of that, they have the same score, we look first for who had the most gold medals or silver medals or third places, fourth places, and we break ties by simply the higher amount of top finishes in each event. Okay, with that, in 12th place, we have, and receiving a trophy is, oops, sorry, I repeated this one. It's the same information. Top 6 schools get trophies, top 5 go to the state championship on Saturday, April 10th. Forgot about this slide. Okay, let's move on. Final standings, 12th place, Schreiber, 243 points. They will receive a 6th place trophy. In 11th place, Manhasset B, 228 points. In 10th place, Roslyn B, 219 points. Before I go too much further on, please realize that there's a number of teams that repeat, number of schools that repeat. So if a school did really, really well, its A, B, C team might place in the top 12. What we do is we just give the trophies to the first time a school appears, and the invites are done the same way. Okay, so in 9th place, we have Roslyn A with 171 points. And that yellow with the asterisk, that indicates that Roslyn has an invitational to the state championships on April 10th. Any of the others that look similar to what you see there are the other 4 schools that will be invited as well. And of course, all of these schools will also get a trophy. So Roslyn A will take the 5th place trophy. In 8th place, Manhasset A with 159 points. In 7th place, Kellenberg A, 127 points. So that Kellenberg gets an invite to the States, and they will end up with a 4th place trophy. Moving on to the final places. In 6th place is Great Neck South A, 115 points. And that T there indicates that they had a tie. And they had a tie with the 5th place team, which is Manhasset C, 115 points. Manhasset C is our 3rd place finisher, and they're 3rd place finisher in terms of schools. They're invited to the States, and they will get the 3rd place trophy. In 4th place is Chaminade A with 102 points. So Chaminade takes the 2nd place in terms of schools. They will get the 2nd place trophy, and again, an invite. And then we finish with our final 3 places, which, as you probably figured out by now, all were for one school, which was really very impressive, considering that their 6th place team is down there. 3rd place, Great Neck South D with 92 points. 2nd place, Great Neck South B with 66 points. And for our grand champion, the final 1st place team, with probably one of the lowest scores I have seen in my probably almost 30 years of doing Science Olympiad regionals, is Great Neck South A with 26 points. Very quickly, Great Neck South A took 9 gold medals, so 9 ones. They took 3 silvers, 1 third, and 2 fourths for a total of 26 points. Phenomenal job. Absolutely incredible. Wow. Humbling, actually, but really, really a phenomenal job for Great Neck South A. Congratulations. In fact, for all the Great Neck South teams, all 4 of them, A, B, C, and D, to finish all in the top 5 places, 6 places, top 6 places. Okay, so congratulations to everybody and their medals. Again, they will be found in the school, in the Kellenberg School receptionists. Please realize that we too do have vacations coming up soon. I'm not quite sure our last day of class. I think it's next Wednesday. I will try to find out that for you as well. Should be regular school times up until next Wednesday to pick them up. After that, unfortunately, you're going to have to pick them up after the vacation is over, unless you make arrangements with me. Okay, some final notes. Hopefully, we'll see you next year. A tentative date is February 5th, 2022, hopefully in person. There is something unique about this particular one. So I'm going to count this year as being hosted by Kellenberg. And if we count this one as being hosted by Kellenberg, next year's will be our 25th year of hosting the regional competition, all the way back beyond when we used to be one big, huge Nassau, all of Nassau together at one point. We had 74 teams here on the property competing. And after that year, was about 8 years ago, I said, that's enough. We really can't have any more than that. And that's when we split into the two halves, Nassau West and Nassau East. Okay, so with that, we bid you adieu. That's the end of the ceremony itself. Hopefully the rest of your year will go well. I am wishing the best of luck to all the teams going to states. It would be nice for one of our teams from Nassau West to qualify for nationals. I think the state competition is going to have at least 60 teams from all across the state, and to qualify for nationals, which is also virtual. But it's still prestigious to qualify for nationals. You need to be either first or second in the state championship on April 10th. I wish the best to all teams. Congratulations. Have a great day.